So we haven't done a tier list video in a while now, so I decided to do a mid-tier IEM ranking list. So these are IEMs from $150 all the way to $350. I consider this price bracket to be the totality of mid-tier. So here is our tier list. If you watch Mr. HBB's channel, Bad Guy Good Audio Reviews, you can see that I kind of stole his ghetto scale to use to make my tier list here with, one or two adjustments, if you will. But I love his ghetto scale, so I'm gonna steal it just for this video. So Mr. Chris, I hope you don't mind. Let's go over the scale first, shall we? We have at the way bottom is Burn It. These are horrible IEMs. I don't recommend it to my worst enemies. Next one up is Nah Man, like it's just not good. I don't recommend it. It's not horrible, but I just don't recommend it. Next one up is Value. So value for money, I recommend it. If you wanna buy it, I won't stop you. And next one up is I Buy. So ones that I would buy myself to use in my own personal collection. And the next one up is Chill City. So these are the ones that are so dang good that you might as well just own it in your collection. Now, of course, not every single IEM within the price bracket is here. I picked some of the more relevant and most talked about ones today. I am missing two very hyped IEMs right now though. That is the Seagot IEMs, the Synchron and the Doshino. I think I requested samples from Seagot already and they said they're gonna give me those two IEMs in 3 weeks, so stay tuned for that review. But yes, they're not included in this video today. Now with all that said, let's jump into our first IEM right here, the Awful Magic 1, a 1BA IEM, and this thing is tuned so well for 1BA. I didn't think it was possible for 1BA to be tuned like this, but Awful did it. It sounds fantastic. If you love warm IEMs, you're gonna love this one. This is one I would say is value. I wouldn't buy it myself personally, but I think it's definitely value for money. The next one is Mega 5P. This one is less talked about because not a lot of people know about it, but the people who know this brand, the Mega 5P and the Mega 5 EST, we're hyping it to the moon here, especially the Mega 5 EST. I haven't heard the Mega 5 EST personally, but I have requested a unit, but the Mega 5P is really good. It is comparable to the Awful Performer 5. The reason I haven't reviewed it is because I don't own it myself. I demoed it from a friend, but I did ask for a unit from High Senior as well. So hopefully this one and the Mega 5 EST will come in the near future. But absolutely, I think this is at least value. I don't want to put it in I'd buy just yet, just because I don't have enough experience with it, but definitely a valued IEM. The Kato is really good IEM, but it is expensive nowadays. I don't think it's value for money anymore. It's a nah man, because I would recommend other things like the Aria 2 over it, because the Aria 2 sounds pretty much almost identical, but for half the price. Next one is the Z12. Now, I actually forgot to put the S12 in here, but if I had put the S12 in here, it would be in the I'd buy, so just imagine that. But the Z12 for me is more expensive than the S12, and it didn't really improve the sound all that much. It just adds some bass to it, so it's not really a value for money. I still recommend the S12 over this, and that goes with S12 Pro as well. And next we have the Timeless and Timeless AE. Nowadays, they are not worth the money, especially the Timeless AE. Some people say Timeless AE is better than Timeless. I would agree, but it's not a significant upgrade. But the AE costs $60 more than the already nowadays expensive Timeless. So both of them in nah man territory for me. The Tangsu Seishunwu Heyday is value. I still really love this IEM. For $200, it is one of the most smooth and natural sounding planar out there. You'd be fooled into thinking it is a DD, not a planar. That's how smooth it sounds. So yes, value for money for sure. Next is Awful Performer 5. Now, I love this IEM. Should I put it in value or I'd buy? Value. I don't know if I buy Awful Performer 5 nowadays for myself. I think a year ago, definitely I would buy Awful Performer 5, but it's still worth the money 100%. So yes, value for money. QOA's Aviation, I forgot the actual name for this one, but I don't think it's worth the money. It's not a bad IEM, I just think it's expensive. Next we have the Quintet, and the Quintet is really good. A technical sounding IEM, very clean sounding signature. I think it is still worth the money till today. Barely though. Like I said, the competition is getting tougher and tougher every single day, and the quintet in a few months from now might land itself in the nah-man territory. The Orchestra Lite, it's good, but it is a bit expensive. It's $200 something, and I don't think it climbs up to the value for money anymore. I think it's in the nah-man, even though it is a very nice sounding smooth IEM. It's just, for me, a bit expensive for the technical performance that you get out of this IEM. The next one is the Blessing 3. Blessing 3 is one that, would I buy Blessing 3? I'm being really careful with the IEM I put in the I'd buy territory. Blessing 3 nowadays is definitely value for money, because it sounds so clean, vocals sound so good, technical as well. But would I use it personally nowadays? Ah, man, I'll put it in value for money. Next one, we have the BQ EYC, the Winter and the Winter Ultra. The Winter I never liked. I never was able to vibe with the Winter's kind of tuning. The Winter Ultra as well. I know there are fans for these, but nah, man, for sure, both of them for me. I can't do the tuning. It's just not my style, I guess. Next is Dunu Falcon Ultra, a very nice warm tune IEM, very similar to the Soft Ears Twilight, but much cheaper than the Soft Ears Twilight. Also, both tuning nozzles make a significant difference as well, which is something I appreciate. This one is, man, I do love me a good warm tuning from time to time, but I don't think I'd use it enough personally. So very much value for money, but I don't see myself buying it because I wouldn't use it as often. Next IEM is the FH15 by Fio. Watch my full review on that one. I can never do it justice here. I explained it much better in my full review. It is bad. Next is the Tansjim IEM. We have the Kara. Kara is value for money. I think it's better than the Kato nowadays. The tuning is just very easy to like, clean, clear vocals, and have pretty crazy extension into the air regions as well. Some people think it's a bit piercing. I really don't think so. I just think it's nice and airy, and overall I really like the Kara, so value for money. The Origin, I mean, I've been talking about this thing for ever since I got it. I love it, man, and it's actually been sitting by my bedside. Like, I use it very often, and it even surprised me how often I use it. So not only would I buy this, it's Chill City, because I just been talking about the Origin in so many videos lately. So yeah, it's all the way up there for me. Next one is the IE200. Definitely value for money. At the very least, it is a very nice sound, highly detailed for the price as well. The only reason I wouldn't buy it is simply because of, you know, the janky accessories, I guess. Now, I'm not really a huge accessory judging kind of guy, but the IE200's accessories, especially the cable, is just so horrible. And it is near impossible to get replacement cables unless you're willing to do some modding. And also the gimmick, you have to tape mod, all those stuff like that. So I wouldn't buy it for myself, but in terms of just pure sound quality, it is still one of the best for the price. So I have to put it in value for money. Next is IE300. I never liked it. Should I put it in burn it? I know some people are gonna hate me for this. There are IE300, IE900 fans out there. It's not a nah, man, because it's way below, it's not even on the market competitively. So I would put it in burn it. I really don't care for it. Next is the Pula PA02 and the Meyer CKLVX. Basically the exact same IEMs. They're made by the same people. These two are wonderful, and these are ones that I'd buy to use. Like, I used the Pula PA02 for a couple days straight, and I was gutted that I have to move on to test out other IEMs for the channel. I wanted to use the PA02 for a longer time. So yes, if it was my own money, 100% I buy this IEM for myself. And that goes for the CKLVX too, of course. Next is the Truth Ears Nova. It's value for money. I wouldn't buy it to use for myself because the fit, it doesn't really fit my ears that well. The shell is a little bit too big, and due to the poor fitting, I get very inconsistent bass response. Sometimes the Nova would sound thin, sometimes it would sound fine on the exact same song. I wouldn't use it personally, but if your ears fit this thing, it is very good. I still recommend it. Next is SimGod EA1000. I think this is expensive. At $200, I much prefer the 500LM and also the EM6L as well, which I think I forgot to put it in here. Is it 150? Oh, no. The EM6L is $110. That's why it's not in here. But yes, I much prefer the 500LM and I much prefer the EM6L from the same brand. So if you're a SimGod fanboy and you're hating me for putting the EA1000 on here, just know that I have nothing against SimGod. I'm hyping two SimGod IEMs right now. 500LM and EM6L. Go buy them, they're great. Next is Soft-Ears Volume, and I love this IEM, but I have to be honest with myself, it's that it is expensive nowadays. At near $300, there are other IEMs that outperform this thing, even though the sound performance is quite a bit unique for it. It's very vocal forward, like it shoves vocal in your face. It is borderline being shouty, but for those of you who love vocals, it is beautiful. But it is undeniably expensive. So yes, in the nah man, it's not value for money anymore. Next is Yume 2. Yume 2 for me is like Awful Performer 5, but slightly bit worse. But it is slightly bit, more affordable as well. I still think it's value for money. Yeah, I still think it's value for money. Maybe on the lower end of value for money. But the Ultra, definitely a nah man, more expensive and tuned worse. Next is the Hype 2. Now you guys have been waiting for my thoughts on the Hype 2. I tried it out at earphone and I thought it was fine. Yeah, I thought it was fine. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. It sounds pretty good. It's $300 though, so it is quite up there in price. And for a Harman inspired kind of like tuning, we have the Nova now, which is half the price of this, and I don't think this is double the performance of the Nova. I don't know, I don't think it's value for money. It may be a little bit too expensive nowadays. I would say in the nah man for now, but I don't know. If I test it more, maybe I start to like it more and it goes into the value category. This is one of those IEMs that can live in either one. It can live in the low tier of value or the high tier of nah man. Like it kind of wants to slot right in between here, but I'll put it in nah man for now just because I want to spend more time with it and potentially even review it before I decide for sure if I want to put it in value for money or not. And last but not least, this one is above $350. It's $359. It is the new DAS, but I put it in here just because I figure everyone is gonna ask me in the comments for this one anyways. Which one shall it go? It's Chill City. Just on the analog tuning alone, not counting the other. The analog tuning has this Oracle Mark 1 kind of mid-range that I absolutely love. If you've been a long-time fan of the channel, you know how much I talk about Oracle Mark 1. And for the longest time, there were no cheaper option to Oracle Mark 1's kind of mid-range until the DAS came out. So yes, I love this thing to death. Alright, that's it for this tier list today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what I should have added or maybe add in part 2 of this tier list down in the comment section below. And of course, if you want to rearrange this tier yourself, I'll leave a link to this in the description so you can do it yourself. Take a screenshot, post it in our Discord community if you want to. And yeah, with all that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye.
「でもできる気がする」「一緒につ